Morning Manna family, and Happy New Year, and welcome to part 5 of Starting Well in 2021. I've said this each day this week, but I think it's important. I define growth in life as cooperating with God in His plan for your life to become who He has called you to be and to grow in the purpose He has for you. Yesterday we focused on the first half of this definition, cooperating with God in His plan for your life to become who He has called you to be. Today, let's focus on the second half of this definition, cooperating with God to grow in the purpose He has for you. Let's read John 15, verse 4 again. Remain in me as I also remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself, it must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. You see, fruit is the doing. Here are some principles that I've developed in creating yearly doing goals. 1, less is more. The issue many people have is that they create too many goals. They have a list of 12 when they probably should have 3. Number 2, think habit instead of task. You see, when we create goals such as exercising, reading through the Bible, praying more, etc., we put a lot of effort into creating the perfect task. But instead, we should create the perfect habit. For example, what if this year you just had one goal? What if one habit that was not pressing the snooze button? You think you would have more time to exercise? Or more time to spend in your devotions, or maybe even go back to school? Principle number 3, if you're going to add something, you should also take away something. Many people make the mistake of creating goals that add something that currently doesn't exist in their lives, but they forget to remove something that currently exists in their life. So for example, let's say you have a goal of having a date night with your spouse one Friday a month, but that space is currently occupied with something else. Well, you need to replace what you currently do on Friday night with your date night. Look, you only have 24 hours in a day, and you're not gonna get any more because look, I've tried, it doesn't work. God says, no, I've given you 24 hours. So if you're gonna add something, you may need to also remove something in its place. Principle number 4, connect your doing with your being. Your character fuels your goals. For example, if you have a goal to go back to school and completing 6 college credits in 2021, well, what fuels that goal is your faithfulness and your discipline. Principle number 5, movement toward your God-given purpose is all about stewardship of what you've been given. So, align your goals with the roles in life you already have. So here are 5 areas that I align my goals under. And this doesn't mean that I create a bunch of goals for each one, but I just align them under these categories. The first is self. So this is the personal growth, skills to develop, and things to learn, those types of things. Second, relationships. And for those of you that are married, marriage and family. Finances, professional. Those are just some of the categories that I have. Principle number 6, develop SMART goals. And you've probably heard this before, but SMART goals are specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time-bound goals. Our last principle, principle number 7, is write it down and make them visible. Because if they're out of sight, they're out of mind. I'm really excited about you starting well in 2021. So far, we've shifted our perspective on growth. We recognize that growth in life is a cooperative process with God. We've reflected on the past year with a grateful attitude. We have a vision of who God wants us to become and how He wants to grow us in our purpose in 2021. But we are not done yet. Tomorrow, we'll wrap up our series with what I think is the most important part of starting well in 2021.